What's in a question? Maybe just about everything important. A smart and sharp question should strike up a more engaging conversation. So let's have ourselves a little discussion. Workplaces going to different locations, working remotely. This is a trend in the workforce. For our discussion, we're joined by Diane. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Sorry, my voice is cracking.
Is it a happy Friday?
Of course.
Are you doing all right?
I'm doing way better than Monday.
This is true.
Right.
So we're going to power through this and let you go as quickly as possible.
Yes.
Let's give out the question of the day once more to all of our listeners.
All right, so question. If you mix work and vacation, what do you get?
Workcation.
Yay! So the COVID-19 pandemic has accelerated the world's acceptance of remote work as a default work model. Now that many people can now work from anywhere, another concept of working has emerged. So what's dubbed as workcation has emerged as a new trend in the world of remote working. According to Booking.com survey of 20,000 travelers from 28 different countries, 37% of global travelers have considered booking a destination trip for work. In addition, in the U.S. particularly, this figure is even higher at 42%. So 4 in every 10 travelers in the States are looking for places to work.
Okay. Sometimes it's even about relocating or scoping out where housing is more affordable or you're closer to the beach or at nature, something like that. Now, a lot of countries are quickly trying to grasp the moment to boost their tourism too. It is an opportunity for an industry that has been getting the shorter end of the stick during this COVID-19 outbreak.
For sure. So as the workation trend continues its surge despite the pandemic, hotel destinations, organizations, and entrepreneurs around the world are hoping to cash in on the movement. For instance, Dubai recently introduced a remote visa program that allows visitors to stay up to 12 months. More so, visitors can access co-working spaces and support services during their stay. Hotels in the city are revamping their co-working spaces to attract more workationers. Spain's government also has a remote work visa as well. Likewise, in India, certain organizations such as Homestays of India have been promoting the working vacation idea.
If we can work out the kinks, my God, we have so many options.
Right. So as long as the work from anywhere trend continues to grow, you can see you can continue to expect more people to take workations.
Okay.
Right.
It's if it makes the employees happy. We keep talking about that, right? It is also in the employer's probably gain and benefit to take into account what your smartest and brightest employees are wanting at this point in time. So it is really similar to the so-called digital nomad life. What exactly is workation anyway? Is it kind of similar to digital nomad?
Yeah, so workation is literally a working vacation. It's the fusion of words of work and vacation. Taking a workation means you're working remotely. However, the work structure is so informal that it allows you to incorporate elements of leisure. Therefore, when you take a working vacation, you take a break not entirely from the work itself, but from your traditional workspace and work structure in general.
Okay.
Even then, the essence of workation is not fully captured. Depending on how you look at it, workations can be a challenge or an advantage. In latter sense, they help employees to improve their work-life balance, of course.
Happy employee,
right.
Happy company.
Right. On the other hand, workations may defeat their own purpose by limiting valuable time.
That's a really good point.
Right.
It depends on what company you work for, what your interests are, what your obligations are at home and at work.
Right.
Okay, so here's the thing. Yes, the U.S. is leading the trend, but South Korea has an entirely its own set of rules to work with. So what about companies in South Korea? Are we allowing workcations?
Some companies are incorporating this idea, but let's look at the employees first.
Okay.
According to the recruitment survey released by the Korea Tourism Organization in October last year, 63.4% of HR managers at companies said they were in favor of the introduction of the workation. And 61.5% of the respondents said that workation would not only improve employee welfare or increase job satisfaction, but also lead to improved work productivity. The tour organization also announced that the production inducement effect of workation is about 4.5 trillion won, or $3.5 billion. And the employment inducement effect is expected to be more than 27,000 people.
Okay.
Right.
Is there any company then already implementing this idea? Tech companies are always ahead of the curve, right?
Of course.
And they can literally afford to do this.
Yeah, so I got so jealous by reading this, researching for this topic. Among domestic IT companies, Naver, Line Plus, R Support, and Yanorja are currently operating the workation system. From this month's July, Naver will run the Chuncheon workation program by selecting 10 applicants every week. Employees can work from Chuncheon for up to 4 nights and 5 days. It's also planning to expand the location to work from, including Tokyo, within the next year. Not only Naver headquarters, but also major subsidiaries of Naver companies such as Financial, Labs, Clova, and Webtoon will also participate in the workation system.
That's really cool. And they get to come up with the infrastructure for their employees to basically go to this like sponsored spots, right? To take it in. Why Chuncheon? For the food? Takgalbi?
I don't know.
Chicken?
Good food.
That we do not have the answers to. But you get the idea, diversifying your workplace setting essentially. Among the companies who are taking this new trend in Korea, there's one that really stands out.
So South Korea's messenger app company called Line Plus has surprised the industry as they introduced the Line Hybrid Work 2.0 system.
So did they have a Line Hybrid Work 1.0 and this is 2.0?
I have no idea. Maybe 1.0 was remote working. Maybe 2.0 is a totally different system.
The new and improved.
Right.
Even the official name screams IT company.
Yes.
But what does the system exactly offer for its employees?
So any country with a time difference of fewer than 4 hours from Korea is allowed to work for their employees.
4 hours? That's a pretty big range.
Right, it's a big range. In this case, employees can go to Japan, Taiwan, Thailand, and Indonesia, as well as the Maldives, Guam, Saipan, Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, New Zealand, and Australia.
Imagine trying to work in the Maldives.
Exactly.
I know this is a pretty basic question. Do they have steady internet connection? I don't know. It's always been sort of like a destination for travel, leisure.
Honeymoon.
Right.
I guess you would need like a waterproof laptop. That would be awesome.
Float and work. Float and work. Sounds like a dream.
Right.
All right. So within that 4-hour time difference frame, how long can employees actually work from these remote locations?
Well, considering the fact that Line is the first to implement the system and taking legal factors into account, the overseas remote work period is limited to a maximum of 90 days until March of next year.
Okay.
The company plans to review whether or not to expand the period in the future.
So if all goes well, it could be a permanent fixture, right? They're giving some money to employees to get a better situation in whichever place they choose to work. So they're giving relocation fees?
Right, which is another great perk, right? In order to create an optimal working environment where you can focus on your work, cash points equivalent to 2.04 million won per year or 170,000 won per month, which is about $150, are also paid so that employees can freely use the money when building a work environment or working in an office.
Okay, so to set up your new remote work office, they're giving you a little bit of allowance. So did the company explain the reason why they're adopting this 2.0 system?
Well, Line said their employees who are creating global services for 200 million users around the world will be able to work in various global environments, gain new experiences, and improve work efficiency through getting refreshed in those new places. And this reason has been talked about as one of the advantages of remote working, right? Because a workation is a temporary arrangement that makes you change your environment to be more relaxing. You get to enjoy beautiful views in a peaceful environment while wearing casual clothes. More importantly, though, a change of environment can actually boost your creativity and improve your work-life balance.
Boost your creativity, boost your morale.
Right.
These are things that you want to do to get you in the right state of mind to be the most efficient member of a company. But I do wonder if there is a top cap for that. I don't think there is a study for this, but the novelty of a brand new location in the beach side does wear out. I don't know. For me, after 2 weeks of vacation, I'm good to go. I want to go back home and work in my familiar setting. I do wonder during this pilot what they will uncover, because not everyone is inclined to say, yeah, this beach town is good.
Right. We'll just have to see. But when you get used to a world of routine and the same traditional arrangement every day, you have no option but to think in the same way every day, right?
So there are perks.
Right. So creativity is kind of a change in thinking that said changing your environment, even if temporarily, can help you to think in a new way, see things from novel perspectives, and generally improve the quality of your output, right? By leaving the everyday noise behind you, a working vacation can allow you to work with renewed focus. vacations.
Do you really want a workation? You're so invested in this story.
I want to try.
You want to be part of this pilot. It sounds really exciting to be the first as well. The list can really go on for its advantages of a workation, but there are flip sides, the negative sides to this. For one, I can imagine, wouldn't work collaboration be a little bit more difficult?
Of course, workation could limit valuable time, right? The essence of vacation is to be able to take well-deserved rest from months loads of work. After all, life should not be just about working alone. Everyone agrees that there should be a time to have fun with family, get lost in the allure of nature, experience new cultures and more without having to worry about deadlines or the next Monday.
This is true.
Right. However, by making work with leisure, workation seems to take the fun out of the actual vacations, limiting how much valuable time you are spending all by yourself. Right. Essentially, it does not do so much to remove the anxiety that comes with meeting up deadlines, attending meetings, and submitting reports, among others.
I'm telling you, the novelty of this brand new place, it does wear out really quickly. Even going to a cafe to work, for example, for a new scenery, like you said. I have to change cafes ever so frequently to keep that flow going. So should you then relocate every week? I have no idea. But you can see the limits of this too. The fact that the line between work and leisure gets completely blurred could be another disadvantage, and leave work at work is kind of a big mantra, isn't it?
Right. So workation only blurs the line so much that you're neither able to work properly nor rest or have fun properly. Imagine being on the beach, but your phone continues to chime with email and Slack notifications.
I might throw the phone in the water.
Right, but that's not going to be pretty, right? What about designing a presentation while being on a ship cruise?
I might throw my laptop overboard.
Oh no! So these reasons and more help critics of the workation idea to make a case for its pointlessness. At a time when the world of business is trying to ensure better work-life balance by drawing a clearer lines between work and leisure, workation seems to drag us step a little bit backwards.
It's funny because I feel like maybe like 20 years from now, we're going to go right back to the beginning of workforces, like cubicles and like bad lighting.
My space for work.
Right. And say, this is the most efficient way to get your work done. Now, despite all of these disadvantages of a workation, it does sound nice.
Right. Well, we would have to actually try it ourselves to if it's good or bad, right? That's the point.
Your conversation needs to go that way, not this way.
Yes.
She controls a workation situation. Thank you so much, Diane, for at least helping me dream a little bigger.
Right. Have a good weekend.
See you next week. We have a special interview coming up next with Sonia Chin. She is one of the Ajumma EXP founders. If you have yet to hear about them, my goodness, you've been living under a rock. We'll tell you all about this exciting dance group coming up next.